Our first lesson targets absolute beginners to character creator. However, I'll also discuss functions that may help professionals address bugs in the program. Without further ado, let's get started. When you first open Character Creator 4, you might find the screen inactive. This isn't due to a problem with your mouse or system. Simply close the Realusion Startup dialog box by checking the Don't Show This Again box, and everything will start working. The first shortcut I'd like to introduce is Ctrl+F. By toggling this on, you can view the poly count and system information. Character Creator uses both CPU and GPU for real-time rendering, and the official site recommends at least 6 GB RAM and 16 GB RAM. From my experience, because iClone is RAM-intensive, I recommend using graphics cards with at least 12 GB RAM and 32 GB RAM for a smoother experience in both iClone and Unreal Engine 5. Now, let's explore the UI interface. The top row in the window is the main menu, which contains all the necessary function keys. Below is the General Functions toolbar, which includes all the frequently used commands for Character Creator 4. Next, we have different panels: Content Manager, Scene Manager, Visual, Packager, and Modify panels. These panels can be freely moved according to your preference. I prefer the default setup. The panels on the left bring contents into the viewport, while the Modify panel is where you'll spend most of your time. Let's bring Camila into the scene and familiarize yourself with the navigation control. In the toolbar, the home icon will immediately center the selected object. Next to it, icons for zooming in and out are available. You can pan using the cross-like icon, and orbit using the adjacent icon. Alternatively, you could use the mouse to navigate. Hold Alt and the left mouse button to pan. Hold Alt and the right mouse button to orbit. Scroll the middle mouse button to zoom in and out. For quick views, press A for the left view. Press S for the right view. Press D for the back view. Press G for the top view. Press J to focus on the face. Press K to focus on the entire object. Press Alt+3 to display the wireframe of the selected objects. For editing meshes in sculpt mode, hold Ctrl and click the mesh to push and pull like clay. Hold Shift and click to smooth the mesh. Hold B and move your right mouse to change the brush size. Hold B and move your left mouse to adjust the brush intensity. For fallout, it defines how hard or soft the brush is. The higher the fallout, the more intensity is focused on the center of the brush. For the main menu section, I think it is mainly for intermediate or professional users. Let me explain why. Under File, you can save your project to your destination path. However, I prefer to save it by just selecting the object, because it gives me more control over what specific things to be saved. Whether you want to save a project, a character, or a cloth, you could specify the items to save by selecting them directly in the viewport. For the Import part under the file, it is used to import the 3D objects outside the program. For example, I have created a CyberMask OBJ file, and I could import it to my scene. In contrast, the Export part is used to export the 3D outside of Character Creator for usage in other software programs. Export as OBJ for non-textured objects and FBX for textured objects. Use GoZ to send characters directly to ZBrush, and USD for sending files to NVIDIA Omniverse. You could upload your character to Sketchfab directly, or send your 3D objects to a Substance Painter for texturing. All these features are for more advanced character creator users. I'll skip the edit section, as I'm confident you'll prefer using shortcut keys or your mouse, instead of navigating through menu selections for each edit. Next, we move to the Create section, which is particularly useful if you've already created assets using other 3D software. Here, you can assign your 3D objects as props, accessories, clothes, or hair. Lighting is a crucial component in this section. However, we'll handle lighting primarily in Unreal Engine 5 for this course, so we'll bypass this part for now. In the Character section, you might want to convert your character into a game-ready asset. By simplifying the poly count and baking textures, tools like Pose Offset and Bone Adjust are vital for refining pre-existing characters. For instance, even if you apply a D-pose after activating the pose offset, the pose will adjust based on your predefined settings. Remember, you can always revert any changes with Ctrl Z. Another critical feature is Adjust Contact Point, which helps you define the exact distance your character's hands and feet should be from the floor, enhancing the realism of interactions with the ground. Moving on to the Modify section, I won't delve deeply here as its features are thoroughly integrated into the Modify panel, which you'll likely use more frequently. The Mesh section contains some special features that deserve attention. One key feature is polygon reduction, which simplifies your model with just one click. This is particularly useful for resolving issues during the GoZ export process. For example, if you encounter an error exporting an Ngon object to ZBrush, the polygon reduction tool set to reduce by 99.99% can resolve this without noticeable changes to your model, enabling successful GoZ transfers. In the Windows section, Character Creator 4 allows you to customize what appears in your viewport by simply ticking options on or off. Regarding the plugins section, remember that additional plugins from Reallusion, such as iRayRender, Headshot, Skeenan, Omniverse, and ZBrush PoseLink, require purchases before use. We expect more plugins to become available soon. The Help menu links to external websites for troubleshooting and support. Here, you can access the marketplace to find new assets, or activate purchased assets that the system might not recognize automatically. This overview should give you a good grasp of the basic UI interface and frequently used hotkeys in Character Creator 4. I hope you enjoyed this first lesson. If you're interested in learning more about Character Creator 4, iClone 8, and Unreal Engine 5, please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. We'll also be uploading videos in various languages in the coming days. See you in the next lesson.